this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, April 1st through Sunday, April 7th, 2019. Be sure to also watch my monthly angel card reading for the month of April to get a general overview of all of the energies that we have coming up in this new month. So for this weekly reading, we'll be using the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. So let's start by taking a look at your special stones of choice for the week. The first stone of choice is this beautiful lapis Merkaba. So the Merkaba energy, the Merkaba shape, is a special energy. And of course, lapis relates to the third eye, which is your psychic abilities, your intuition, clairaudience, clairvoyance. This lapis Merkaba actually helps you to connect with your higher self, as well as assists you with spiritual transformation. Your second stone of choice, excuse me, is this beautiful lavender kunzite. And it can also be called violet kunzite. So it's got that kind of very light lavender, violet, purple hue to it. And this lavender kunzite helps to connect the heart with the mind. So this helps to kind of bring those two parts of ourselves, that mental part of our mind, that emotional part of our heart, linking logic with intuition. It helps to bring them into communion so that they work together. And then your last stone of choice is golden green apatite. Now, I've had apatite before, and apatite normally is this kind of turquoise to darker colored blue. This one, again, has got the golden and it's got the green, hence it's called, again, golden green apatite. This one helps for you to get more in touch with your personal power to achieve the goals that you set out before you. It's also considered a stone of manifestation. So again, golden green apatite. So we've got the lapis Merkaba, we've got the lavender or violet kunzite, and the golden green apatite for you to choose from. So let's go ahead and take a look at the astrological energies for the week. And we start out on Tuesday, the 2nd of April. Again, keeping in mind that April is a whole new energy as opposed to the March energy that we had. That March energy had a lot of Pisces energy going on with the Sun in Pisces, Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Now we're moving into the month or the realm that is Aries and new beginnings and fire and creativity and passion. But on the 2nd of April, Mercury, the planet that rules the mind, the planet that rules our thoughts, that rules our communications, the planet that was retrograde for most of the month of March, but has now just turned back to direct motion as of last week, last Thursday, I believe. It is now connecting with Neptune on Tuesday the 2nd. And this is interesting because it's the third connection that it's made with Neptune because of the Mercury retrograde cycle that it went through. Now, Mercury is still in Pisces, and it's going to be in Pisces until April 16th, I believe. And then it finally moves into Aries and joins the Sun in Aries. And I feel like that, even though we had the Spring Equinox, in March, which is, that time of new birth and new directions and new beginnings. And it did feel a lot better once the Sun transitioned into Aries back in March. But it's going to feel, and then it felt a little bit better when Mercury turned to direct motion last week. Now it's going to feel even better once Mercury finally leaves the sign of Pisces, the sign of completion, the last sign of the zodiac, and moves into Aries. But again, that's not until the 16th. So again, getting back to this Pisces-Neptune energy, the first time that Mercury in Pisces connected with Neptune was on February 18th. The second time was when Mercury was retrograde in Pisces and connected with Neptune on March 24th. Now this is the third and final time on April 2nd that Mercury connects with Neptune in Pisces. And why is that significant? Well, first let's describe the energy of Mercury with Neptune. Again, Mercury is the sign of the mind and logic, but it's been in that sign of Pisces, which is a very elusive, kind of creative, imaginative, go with the flow, psychic, intuitive kind of sign. So Mercury being a logical planet, and you put it in a creative, artistic, intuitive sign, it doesn't always match the greatest. Now, it's great for those artistic and creative types because their imagination really soars and they really tune into what they want to do and where they want to go. And that's whether they're an artist of some sort or in music, or some sort of creative. Even in business, though, you can be very creative and imaginative in business and very intuitive with business. So those of you that are more, right-brained with that creative energy, you kind of are in tune with what to do next and where to go. But typically, with Mercury being such a logical planet and a planet that rules communication, this area of life with Mercury and Pisces becomes very elusive and sometimes very confusing, and it's hard to pin something down. It's like the messages come in, but then there's messages that seem to, go against what you got to begin with. Or, you can look at this as many possibilities, many potentials. And so for those of you that want the one answer, while Mercury has been in Pisces, and especially when it's been retrograde in Pisces, there's been no clear-cut direction, no clear-cut information or answer to the questions that you've been posing. Maybe, again, a lot of possibilities. But now we add Neptune to the mix, which is what we're talking about here for April 2nd. And Neptune is the planet of the spiritual realm, also very elusive and ungrounded and unfocused sometimes in its energies. Now, it's very magical. It's, again, very spiritual and magical, and it's that go with the flow kind of energy and see what unfolds. So these three time periods that I've mentioned, February 18th, March 24th, April 2nd, it's been specifically, and again, even the ebb and flow of in between those dates, it's been a time where we haven't had clarity. I mean, that's really what it boils down to with Mercury and Neptune. There's a lack of clarity of direction, or a lack of clarity in making a decision, or many potentials and options and not knowing which one to pick. Now, again, it's also a magical energy. So it's, again, this very creative energy to where if we imagine something or visualize something or meditate on something, we can assist in the magical manifestation of that with Mercury and Neptune. So in a nutshell, that's a lot of information for that one connection between Mercury and Neptune. But know again that now Mercury's direct, and once it moves past Neptune and in the middle of the month moves into Aries, things are going to become a lot more clear, much more directed, much more focused, and we'll have, I feel like, a better knowingness of our direction. We'll have a better understanding of what's going to be unfolding for us. So for right now, just, go with the flow and imagine all the possibilities and send out, again, the visualization and the intentions of what it is that you'd like to see happen. Because again, that Neptune energy can bring in a lot of magic. So there may have been magical messages coming in during this time, and other blessings that have come in through information or through communications with other people. Now, the only other thing happening this week, the week of April 1st through 7th, is, and it's an important thing, is a new moon. Okay, so on Friday the 5th, we're entering a new moon cycle. It happens at 15 degrees of Aries. So first I want to mention that the day or two prior to that new moon, Wednesday and Thursday, we're in the dark of the moon phase. And that dark of the moon phase is a completion phase. It's a letting go phase. It's a healing phase. It's a time of endings on some level. And again, this is important because it's, kind of ending and completing that Piscean energy cycle that we've come out of. And even though the sun has been out of Pisces, and Mercury will still be in Pisces a few more days after this week, it's still with this dark of the moon coming up to the new moon. It's kind of completing an old cycle. And even not just the old cycle of new moon, full moon of the last couple of weeks, or even new moon to new moon of the last 4 weeks, but I want to say this is completing a cycle that started back at the beginning of 2019. If you remember, there's been a lot of interesting astrological aspects, a lot of changing energies since the beginning of this year, where we started out with Uranus turning back to direct motion, and we had eclipses at the beginning of the year. Then we had some supermoons that, concluded as of the last full moon that we had in the month of March. And supermoon energies have intensified things and sped up things, as have the eclipses. So there's been a lot of redirecting energies and changing paths and new information coming in and things being released and healed energetically that have been happening since the beginning of the year. Now as we enter this new moon cycle, and the key is that it's at 15 degrees Aries. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And remember, we entered that spring equinox on March, was it 20th, 21st, where the sun went into Aries. And that was the beginning of the new beginning. That was the beginning of planting new seeds, the beginning of a new cycle. This is the first new moon since the spring equinox. And this new moon in the sign of Aries, joining the sun in Aries, is kind of like a true new beginning. So if you haven't already done some sort of ceremony or set out some sort of intentions for the spring equinox, for those planting of those new seeds, for that new direction, for that new beginning, I want to say to do it on Friday the 5th or even Saturday the 6th, as we enter that new moon cycle in Aries. First sign of the zodiac, time of new beginnings. And if you have already done your ceremony on the spring equinox, it certainly wouldn't hurt at all to go ahead and do a reminder kind of ceremony, or to do, another ceremony to kind of send out again to reiterate what your intentions are for the new beginnings. Now, this new moon is actually connecting to Saturn, to Pluto, and then to Jupiter. And this is an interesting energy because Saturn is the planet of patience and sometimes limitation and restriction, to where we need to have that patience as things start to kind of unfold or manifest. We're learning some sort of karmic lessons with Saturn. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, things that change on a very big level for us. And then Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And it also rules our belief systems, and it rules blessings and good luck. And when I was meditating on the new moon being at 15 degrees of Aries on Friday and how it's connecting to Saturn and then Pluto and then Jupiter, it was like the universe was telling me that first we're going to have patience as these new energies and new beginnings for us unfold over the next few days, few weeks, and perhaps even few months. Because of that Saturn influence first, again, time, patience. And then after having patience, then we're going to go into this phase of transformation because of Pluto. And so, again, things might take a little bit, I don't want to say they're going to take a long time, but again, we're going to have a little bit of patience as things start to unfold or grow or manifest for us. And then we enter this period of intense transformation with Pluto. And then we enter this time of expansion with Jupiter. Now again, it's not all necessarily in one day, although these aspects happen all on the day of the new moon. But when I was meditating on it, the universe was saying that this is going to be over the course of the next few weeks, to where again, taking things step by step, staying focused, staying grounded, having patience with the Saturn energy, going through this wonderful transformation, this death and rebirth process of releasing the old and coming into the new with the Pluto energy, and then finally this expansion into new blessings, this expansion into abundance and prosperity energies, which is the Jupiter influence. So again, that new moon is going to be an important time to send out your intentions, plant those seeds that you want to plant. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the cards for the week. Let's turn over the first card. Okay, and we start with the Nine of Water, and this is like the wish card in the traditional tarot. This is the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Water says, your wish comes true, concerns fade away, and a love of life. Just having like that passion for life again, loving life, loving what's happening, watching your dreams become a reality, feeling wonderful. Again, the Nine of Cups It's about your emotions. So this is about you feeling joyful and happy and fulfilled. And, you know, the 10 of water would be the fulfillment card. The 9 of water is that things are starting to happen. Your wishes are coming into reality. You're starting to feel really good about what's happening around you. So this is a wonderful way to start out the week. And again, with that Neptune connecting with Mercury on Tuesday, this is sending out your wishes, your intentions, your visualizations, using your imagination to see what it is that you want to happen, to feel how it is that you want to feel with what it is that you're trying to create in your life. But let's go ahead and take a look at the second card. And wow, okay, so we have Major Arcana 21, the World card with Archangel Michael. And this is the last of the Major Arcana. So this is about an energy, again, a cycle of completion on some level. And when you have a cycle of completion, when something's coming to an end, that means we're getting ready for a new beginning. So this, again, with that dark of the moon, Wednesday and Thursday, coming into a new moon energy in Aries, which is joining now, again, that spring equinox, sun in Aries. This is a time to where there's endings and new beginnings. And at the bottom it says, a job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, and the path towards enlightenment. So Archangel Michael, you know, he's the archangel of protection and guidance. I always call in Archangel Michael and say, Archangel Michael, lead me to the next step of my highest and most important destiny path. And this is truly what he's here to do for us this week as we come to this completion phase of that old energy from the beginning of the year that's been transitioning us and changing directions, you know, redirecting us on our path. And we're getting ready to complete some soul cycle, some energetic spiritual cycle, and getting ready for what lies beyond the world, which is coming again to this new beginning and new path. Okay, so the last card actually came out as 2 cards, so let's go ahead and look at both of those. Okay, beautiful, the 6 of fire. Now Aries, where the new moon is a fire sign. Here we have a fire card, which in the traditional tarot is the Wands suit. And the 6 of Wands is about victory, being congratulated for something. You know, again, it's having something wonderful happen. The message at the bottom of this card says victory, good news is on the way, public recognition or awards. So this is where we start to be seen for who we are. This is where you know, we start to be seen for what it is that we're doing out in the world, what it is that we're trying to manifest out in the world. Again, this is like your boss saying, congratulations, I'm giving you a promotion or I'm giving you a raise. And sometimes that's actually what's happening with the 6 of Wands energy. It's sometimes, you know, you're being recognized for the good job you're doing and you're being gifted or blessed with something, you know, that you're getting in return for the good job that you're doing. So again, this Aries new moon cycle looks like, you know, again, there's good news on the way. Now, whether or not it comes this week or it's initiated this week, I feel like this is something that will unfold over the days and perhaps weeks to come. And the number 6 is a very balanced number. You know, it's that 6-pointed star, like that Merkaba stone that we showed you earlier. It's like that 6-pointed star of David, as above, so below. It's balancing the divine feminine, the divine masculine, balancing home and family with work, career. It's about, you know, balance in every sense of the word balance. And it is about success. You know, it is about recognition in some capacity. And this is a very spiritual, creative, and passionate energy. But let's see what goes along with the 6 of fire. Wow, okay, the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana. And sort of like the world bringing the completion of a cycle and a new beginning, the Wheel of Fortune also has a similar kind of feel. And again, it's Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael is really strong this week, guiding us forward on our path, helping us to cut away old cords, old ties, old energies, to release what we no longer need to carry as we move forward. You know, again, he's assisting us on the next step of our destiny path. And the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune here says a time of positive change, a situation that suddenly moves forward and good fortune is on your side. So again, a situation that suddenly moves forward. We're out of that kind of Piscean energy, which again occurred as of the spring equinox. But Mercury turning direct last week was a huge factor. And now with Mercury going to be going into Aries as of the 16th of April, that's going to be the next step in moving forward and plans moving forward, decisions being made, things starting to unfold and manifest in our lives. But to have both the World and the Wheel of Fortune, and even the other two cards, the Nine of Cups, the Six of Wands, these are all wonderful, positive, beneficial cards of blessings, of things that are happening, that are taking us in the right direction. So I'm really thrilled and really excited about this wonderful energy that we have for the week. Now let's go ahead and see what your special message is, depending on your stone of choice. All right, so we're going to shuffle the cards here. Again, these are the energy oracle cards. And for those of you that chose the lapis merkaba, journey, this is really interesting. I did a personal reading for myself a couple of weeks ago. I think it was around the spring equinox, actually. I think it was on the spring equinox. And this is the card that I chose for myself, actually. So here it comes up again for the lapis merkaba people, journey. So this could actually mean that you're going on a physical journey, you're going to travel, perhaps you're moving from one location to another, perhaps the journey is about moving jobs or career. But this, you know, even if it's not some sort of physical change, like a career or job change, or, you know, a change in location, this can definitely mean that you're going on this spiritual journey that's going to be bringing you many blessings. She's crossing a bridge here. You know, she's moving from one phase to another. And that can be what the journey is all about, that you're moving from one phase to another as, you know, as this time unfolds. And as you're moving from one location to another, or one phase to another, there's going to be wonderful multiple changes that are happening within you that are going to then manifest outside of you. Because what happens within you, with the changes that occur within you, is projected outward energetically and then starts to manifest, right? So make the changes emotionally and mentally within you that brings happiness, joy, feeling confident, you know, feeling like you're blessed in life, that you're grateful and thankful for what you have, because that's going to kind of be projected outward, so to speak. And as you move forward on your journey, it's going to assist in the manifestation of blessings. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the violet kunzite, this one's sticking up right away, violet kunzite people, fourth chakra and Archangel Raphael. So this is about, you know, the fourth chakra is the heart chakra. So we're talking about healing old emotional wounds, and not just about healing old emotional wounds or healing relationship dynamics, but this is also about getting in touch with, again, your positive emotions, just like we were talking about, joy, happiness, feeling fulfilled, feeling excited, feeling like you're ready for a new adventure in a positive way. This is about tapping into that emotional body in a positive way to help you to manifest things in your outer life. This is about that green of the heart chakra that we normally think of when we think of the colors associated with each chakra. The green is a color of abundance and prosperity and blessings, right? And even financial stability. So in our hearts, when we're following our passion, and that's the other key with this card, the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, is tapping into that heart chakra passion. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about life? Are you passionate about the work you're doing? Are you passionate about the relationship you're in? You know, are you passionate about living life, experiencing life? It's like tap into, again, that kind of idea of passion and fulfillment and love, and not just love with other people, but love of life. You know, this is about loving life, just like that Nine of Cups said, that first card that we got, the Nine of Water, Nine of Cups, loving life. It's the love of life that is going to bring this expansion of all the other blessings that are to come into your life. So also call on Archangel Raphael if you need healing, whether it be physical healing or emotional healing. And, you know, as he does both. And picture his emerald green light surrounding you, to bring healing on those levels for you. Okay. And for those of you that chose the golden green appetite, asking to be shown the card. This one's not showing itself readily to me. Golden green appetite. This one's calling my attention. Okay, this is envy. And this is interesting. You know, I feel like some of you may be feeling like, you know, why haven't I gotten to a certain point in my life yet? Or why did that person have an easier time in their life than I have? Or, you know, why am I this certain age and I'm still experiencing these certain circumstances or situations when other people that may be younger than me or that came from the same neighborhood as me, or et cetera, et cetera. I mean, there can be a million stories to this. Like, why, you know, why am I still going through what I'm going through? And so I feel like, you know, the message here is not to compare yourself to other people, to not compare yourself to other people's stories, to not compare yourself to other people's circumstances and situations, because in reality, you don't know what that other person on a very deep, personal, and private level is dealing with. And you may be feeling like, you know, why aren't I in this place or that place or experiencing this or that when other people are, or this is what I'm seeing other people experiencing, when in fact that person might be going through, you know, a time in their life or a situation in their life or a relationship, or, you know, even something on a deep internal level, on a soul level, that is very difficult for them and challenging. And you're seeing the superficial level of what's going on with them. So it's not to feel like, you know, I should, I could, you know, whatever. It's not, you know, it's like would, could, should, you know, kind of release those words from your life. Release judgment from your life. Release, you know, any kind of lower energies where you're criticizing yourself or feeling less than or lack. You know, I feel like this card encompasses all of those kind of negative belief systems that we have about ourselves and our lives. And rather than judging yourself or judging your life, look at the good. You know, start to be more aware of what the blessings are and have been in your life. And that's going to create more blessings. It's going to create more expansion. When I look at this, I almost feel like, you know, with this area right here and the way that person's sort of looking up and how it's positioned, it feels like a time of expansion for me. Like, to me, this is behind them, this dark area is behind them, and what lies in front of them is this golden yellow light. And so I feel like this can be a time of expansion for you, expansion towards the blessings of the universe, and releasing, again, any old, lower vibrational thoughts, feelings, belief systems, and not to carry them with you. Because as you look towards this light, as you look towards the healing, as you look towards the expansion of what can be, then all things are possible. And that's what you'll create and that's what you'll manifest. Okay, I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading with this wonderful new moon that we're going to have at 15 degrees Aries this week. I want to thank all of you for subscribing to my channel, watching my videos, commenting on my videos, following me on Facebook. Also, be aware that I'm very soon undergoing with this new moon cycle, this time of new beginnings. I'll be going through a kind of overhaul of my website as well and changing some things and kind of giving it a whole brand new look, and that will be a process in and of itself. But for those of you that have gone through my website for readings or healing sessions and whatnot, I want to thank you, and to be patient as some of those changes are made. It still should be operational through that time period, hopefully. I send you all lots of love and light, and I send you all many angel blessings.